Hey everybody, it's Amanda again. I wanted to tell you guys about a future life that I saw recently. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Anne Jersh, but she's a hypnotherapist in England. And recently on her Facebook page, she did I guess it was a live future life progression little hypnosis session. And I knew she was going to do it and I missed it, but I went back when I had time and I went through the process. And I wanted to tell y'all about the future life that I saw and also talk about how it's helped me in my current life. Because it's always really good after you have a past life regression or an alternate life, hypnosis session or future, to relate it back to your current life, because I feel that you're always shown what you need to see to benefit you right now. So here's what I saw. The first thing I noticed was that I was standing in front of something that looked like the sort of conveyor belts you sometimes see at airports, where you put the luggage on the little belt and then it moves it, back behind a little curtain that you can't see, and then they do who knows what with it, and they come out, the other side. It was up against a big white wall, and there was like this white curb. It wasn't metal like you see. It wasn't like metal and black like you see today at a lot of airports. Everything was white. The floor was white. This little curb bumper thing was white, and the wall in front of me was white, and I was standing in front of it. But it wasn't for luggage. It was little like pods that you could climb in, almost like an amusement park ride. And they were sort of not that I've seen these on Battlestar Galactica, but I just want to say, Battlestar Galactica looking. They were space age sort of looking. They were like oval shaped pods, where the top that opened was like a dark glass. It looked like dark glass. I don't know what it was made of. And then the bottom was white. And I felt like I was about to get in one of these. And they were lined up. And I feel like there were people behind me waiting to get in one also. And I wasn't sure at that point where they went to, after you got in or anything. I didn't, just that was the opening scene. These pods, and I'm standing there. And then I realized that I'm wearing some kind of weird getup that's like almost like the stormtrooper sort of outfit in Star Wars. Just like a white, almost plasticky looking covering over my clothes. I had regular clothes on, nice comfortable clothes, even I had shoes on, but there was something over that, something sort of protective in some way. And I had a helmet. Didn't look like a stormtrooper. It was more like a smaller version of Buzz Lightyear's helmet. It was, closer to your head. And looking around in that area, it was sort of like an airport, because there were counters. Like I said, everything was white. There were people in there. There was some noise. I heard talking, and even there were some kids. And there were people coming in, but the opening wasn't like a bunch of glass doors with like only a couple of doors that people came through. The whole entrance was open. There was no glass and no doors. So if you imagine a normal airport where it has all these, openings and glass, and then the doors, it was just all open. There was nothing. There was no. I don't know if it was in a place where they didn't have bugs, or they don't have bugs at that time period in the future, or what, but it was just a big old, bigger than a garage size opening. It was like 18 garage doors wide. I mean, the whole front was just open to the outside. Anyway, so that was the first thing I saw. And then I began to understand that I was going to get in this thing, and somehow I was going to end up on another planet where that's how I do my job. So I ended up on this other planet, and it's like I'm sitting at a table, and there are two aliens in front of me, and they look like big furry monsters. but I wasn't afraid. Apparently this is something I do. I go to, planet to planet or place to place. And it turns out I'm like this conflict resolution person. And well, the word that I got was arbiter, which means more like a judge, to hear, you hear both sides and you decide what the outcome was. But it wasn't like that. Like, I wasn't a judge. I was there to resolve their conflict. So I was there to understand both sides and then explain the solution, and it would be the solution that they would both be okay with. Because I didn't just listen to them, I was also sort of telepathic and empathic. Not sort of, I was. So I was able to see what their motivations were and what their intentions were. And in that way I could sort of, come to this resolution, or help them come to this resolution, maybe by interacting with them, maybe having them talk to each other. I don't know. I didn't see that part, but I just knew that was my job. And I knew that I didn't take any luggage with me on this trip. So I was trying to see the mechanism behind how I got to these other planets, and I just couldn't see it. I just knew that I got in this thing, something happened, and then I was on this planet, and then I went back. Like, there was no, there was no, like, I was going to be in space for 6 years in cryo sleep or anything like that. And there was no, there's no luggage storage. It was a small little pod. I don't know what the mechanism was, but I also knew that one of my other lives that I saw, the only other future life I've seen, that I've written down, and, I think I put it on my time travel hypnosis site under my past lives. But that life, I was autistic and telepathic, and I received messages from, I guess, other dimensions, and I and a group of others who were telepathically linked would sort of transmit these messages to some sort of central system that people on Earth could then access to, if they had a question, we got the answer. We got all the answers, put them in this sort of database. It was weird. You can go read about it. And I realized that is another life that helped me in this other future life. And that any conflicts that I'm experiencing today, when I am figuring out how to resolve them, it's helping me. It did help me. I mean, it's already happened. I have this future life. It's going on right now. So the benefit of seeing this future life is knowing that I eventually figured out, with the help of a couple other senses that we don't maybe tap into as often as we should here. I know how to, that's what I'm known for. I mean, people call me in the future to go resolve their conflicts. So that really helped me today, because I felt at the time I did this, I felt like I was just conflicting with everyone, and that I was having trouble getting across, I was having trouble being that arbiter and explaining to people what was going on so that they could, understand and resolve things, mostly with my children. So anyway, that was really helpful and kind of fun. And I don't remember if I got a year or not. I wasn't focused on whether, this was post-event Earth. I really couldn't even tell if it was Earth, to be honest. I was human looking. But, I remember thinking, looking at myself and thinking I kind of look like an anime character, because I was like this Asian girl. And maybe my features weren't quite the same as we have now. I don't know. Maybe I was not on Earth. It was very Earth-like, though. I mean, it was very Earth in the future-like. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to share that with y'all because it was really interesting. And I'll try to put the link to Anne's future life progression in the comments, or in the description, not the comments. So if you guys want to try it, then you can. Other than that, it's Friday. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Much love. Bye.